let's start off. Right. So salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome to Bad Mojo, a mid-90s adventure game, starring you as a cockroach. Let's start with the trailer here, because that's nice. It's always nice to have a trailer. It's nice to have a trailer. Cables out of the way. Alright, everything looks good, so I'll go ahead and get started with the new game. So let's get started, shall we? Woo.
All my life, I've felt helpless, cheated, stepped on. I was always the little man, the square peg, the forgotten one. But that night, everything was gonna change. I was tired of just sitting around, accepting my fate. A rat-hole apartment, a dead-end job. So I decided to do something about it. I had the perfect plan. My destination, untrackable. The stolen cash, untraceable. I'd simply disappear into the night. But of course there was a hitch, a fly in the ointment, or should I say roach. My bags were all packed and ready. Tickets, passport, a change of clothes. I was no longer the victim. This time, I was in control. By sunrise, I'd be on a plane to Mexico. with a big smile on my face and a small fortune nestled at my feet. If it wasn't for my idiot landlord, I'd be there right now, sipping margaritas and basking in the warm glow of a job well done.
Who is it?
Who do you think it is, sweetheart? Your fairy godmother? Open up, Sam's. I know you're in there.
You got some nerve coming up here at this hour, Eddie.
Where's my freaking rent, Sam's?
You'll get the rent in the morning.
Your rent's 3 days late. I'll take it now.
Don't push me, old man. I said you'll get it in the morning.
Looks like you're packing up for a trip. You skipping out on me?
Yeah, I'm skipping out. Look, if I pay you now, will you get the hell out of here and leave me alone?
Sure, sweetheart. Sure, I'll leave you alone.
All right, now go back downstairs to that roach-infested hovel you call a room, and don't bother me again.
It's an awful lot of money to have laying around in this neighborhood, and your door's open. Maybe next time, you might want to lock it, huh?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's good advice, Eddie. Lock it. There you are.
Something crazy happened when I looked at that necklace. That strange locket that was supposed to be my mother's. A weird feeling, like a twisted spell. Bad Mojo. My brain reeled, my knees buckled, and then there was black. The warm and somehow comforting feeling of darkness. A long and perilous detour into the night of my soul.
Am I in control now? Yes, I'm in control. Alright, let's head off to the first level, the basement. Controls are simple. You can move up, back, left, right. That's it. That's all you do. You can use the arrow keys, you can do WSD, you can use IJKA. It's still loud for me. And here's your adventure game, as starring you as the roach. And what I didn't know for the longest time, because sometimes I would watch walkthroughs, like years ago, because I was always interested in the game since I remember seeing it a long time. And when I used to live in Hawaii and we would go to a CompUSA, I see this game a lot. And I never knew why people would always just avoid this stuff. But apparently these are just barriers, you can't do anything about it. Your roach gets like all freaked out. It's like, oh, I can't do anything. Otherwise, let's head over here to the heater. Furnace. Get on it. Single time we see these eyeball shaped thingies, it activates a cutscene that gives you a hint on what you should be doing.
The wind whale will suck you into the belly of a beast. Its blowhole will catapult you to the south and to the east. One way there is peril, hardship, and dismay. One way brings you closer to the Dominican cachet. But there is another option, another clever tack. You may evade the wind machine with a bold high wire act.
Right. Basically it's saying, if you want to turn off the vacuum, you can perform a daredevil trick as a roach. Now normally, you progress, you gotta go down that way, but I like this over here because it gives you a little insight of what a witch is. Look at all the hazards ahead. Play this a couple times so that way I know what I should be doing. I'll try to do some extra stuff. You get like, what, 4 lives? You don't want to crawl near the rat's head because it will nom you to death. Even though it's like dying horribly, tragically. Oh no, a spider! How do we fight it? With a cigarette. Of course, we got all this insect killing stuff on the right. I don't know what that is on the left. Oil or something. And lots of anti-insect stuff. Into the cockroach corral. Green is okay, the pink is bad, so mostly you just crawl over the corpses of your dead brethren, and then you just move this thing here, which is apparently a larva. And we gotta move it to line it up with the corpse here on the top. I assume that if you try to crawl over the guy who's still twitching down there, you get thrown off and die. You lose a life. Oh, don't want to get on the powder, that's bad. We'll crawl up the table here and activate a cutscene.
Just what animals will be allowed to be used in the labs, along with penalties for the offenders. The forecast, showers and thunderstorms today with strong southwesterly winds to 37 miles per hour. We'll have a high of 59 degrees with the temperature dropping rapidly towards this evening. The showers and thunderstorms expected to continue into tomorrow morning. The overnight low, 58. Rain tapering.
Damn radio. Hey, Franz. Come here, boy. Come on up and give old Eddie a kiss. That bastard Sam's. What a pain in the ass. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a new tenant. Damn. Come on, Frazzy. You can help me paint the bathroom, huh?
Here on the table. There's a workbench across the way. I wish Eddie has. No. Get off the paint. Get off the paint. You don't want to get stuck in the paint. I think that'll kill you. I've never actually died to paint. Oh, I have died to paint before. You have to come up here to make sure the vacuum is running before we head on down and do the. Oh, don't go that way either. You'll get sucked into the vacuum and get launched all the way to the far side of the. To the edge of the table. I don't think we need to be on the wires just yet. We can just crawl over here. Yeah. If you go on this side, you will fall into the bucket of roach killer, so you have to come over here on the left side. Very careful. You have to twitch quite a bit. Go in, please. There we go. Now it's short-circuited. Thank goodness for that. Now we can cross to the other side of the work table. I'll say, Eddie has plenty of ashtrays. I think there's even one on this table. Let me take a look. Here. Does he have one on this table? He does have a lot of garbage in this corner here. He's got all those bug traps, the fly trap, corral. It's not like he's not trying to get rid of the insects, it's just, I don't know. Because as it progresses in the game, you do see a lot of insect killer stuff. So it's not like he's not trying, but based on like a lot of things, like we're about to go in the trash can here, like open trash, with lots of food waste. If he could, like, I guess cover up this, if you could seal this up, I don't know. I've never lived in a city, so I don't know how bad insects can be in the city, especially like back in the 90s. But I mean, there's a lot of filth and grime and stuff. Oh yeah, this is talking about the oven. Basically, they're just saying like, your oven can have gas leaks if, yeah. Cold weather, I'd like to remind you that any, oh no, this is talking about his heater, the heater that we were just at with our first hint. Basically saying like, you know, if you smell gas, it might be a good idea to flee the premises because we do have an open flame. We did see the open flame there at the bottom. And this is kind of like a little bit of a maze, but, you know, I mean, like, see right here, you got more bug killer. He's also got like bread and food. There's so much stuff here. Okay, this is for Sam, our character, Roger Sams. We all know the potential damage to any can damage the university. Okay, basically this is talking about, as we start looking at more documents, most of it's like just background stuff. Like you can't read the whole thing here. Basically, Roger Sams, he works at a university. He's supposed to be helping senior staff, but he has his own ideas. He's come up with his own sort of insect killer. And we'll get to the details on that later, but basically the university is more like, oh, we can't have any potential problems with your insecticide if, you know, it damage our label, our name. So basically that's what they're dealing with. That's what Sam has to deal with. I don't know what it's doing in the trash can down in Eddie's apartment. Eddie's room down here in the basement, but I don't know if I can read this one. No, I don't think you can read this. But this will bring us over here to another workbench here. This is where I died to paint. Yeah, as you can see, poor bloke died to paint. He got stuck. You gotta be careful. There's glue and all sorts of stuff. And how did I die to paint? Well, I came down here, thought I had to climb up that chain, and the paint just spilled over and knocked me over there, and I died. I think you get like 4 lives, and if you die, then what happens is you just respawn at the start of the level. But we have to crawl. Oh, nope, please don't. Nope, don't get stuck, please, thank you. You gotta go underneath the table, or the shelving unit here. And we end up over here. Yay. And this will take us up to the fuse box. Right over here. This was a annoying puzzle for me because I didn't know what numbers I needed to do. But essentially come up here. You can change these 3 numbers on the 3 numbers on the right. That guy, this guy, and this guy. This number right here always stays the same. The number we have to go for is 7658. 7658. So I need to hit you 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 as well. 658. And this guy 5 times. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 5 times for this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that guy burns out. And hopefully that turns. The important thing is that the fuse burns out. I don't know why. I just know it's part of the message. And, yeah. Now we're back here on the floor. Nope. Floor, please. Onto the floor. And you have to be careful near the door because the cat Francis, if you get too close to the door, his paw will come out and swipe and like grab you. And he will eat you. He will eat you. Francis loves his cockroaches. This is just a little backstory on Eddie. He's not doing so well financially, and I don't think that all these lottery tickets here are helping a lot. Fun little factoid, if you spin around in circles, your roach will actually move. Got an entire shoebox here of lottery tickets. Alright, let's head over here for a little more story. I'm looking for a stack of newspapers. Right, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to activate a cutscene here, and then I will explain what this news story is about.
Dr. Sams, can you tell me where you got the money?
I wish I could. I'm as much in the dark as you are. All I know is the money's here, and I could finally fund my research. I'm happy. The university's happy. Hey, I'm not gonna look this gift horse in the mouth.
Roger Sams is prone to hysterical laughter outbursts. But basically, yeah, that's Squeaky is a nice little critter that we're going to help out here soon. But the newspaper story basically is like, oh, we just happen to come into $1 million. I need this money will be helpful to fund my pesticide, which is what the university was pretty much saying, like, no, you can't do that. But as you can see, eyeball here, that means we're going to get some advice from a friendly little critter. But first, I see a lot of people always do this. They always come over here, they see this. Look, it's mice. Just goes on to say, like, you probably don't want to keep just loose paper out because rodents will just chew through it and make their nests in it. So let's help out a friendly pest.
You'll find her in the cellar. You'll meet her if you crawl. Beneath the sleeping giant, within the broken wall. Be wary of the lowlands. Be careful on the floor. Don't stray near the cat's hands beneath the cellar door.
Yeah. One of the few nice rodents in the game. Oh, no. I don't want to activate this again. Let's crawl up the wall. We'll follow this little trail. It's going to lead us up to a window. Yeah. I can. Okay. That's just an electrical cord. You got to be careful because there are pipes on the ceiling, on the walls that will burn you. Here we go. Slug. Slug has a helpful piece of advice.
A capsule filled with dreams above a golden well of bliss. Doubloons cascade in streams, you must remember this. The drawbridge lid is heavy, a weight must cause a fall. To span an electric levee, gain passage through the wall.
So in tying to the hint from the mouse, the only way to get out is through an electrical outlet. But in order to do that, you have to cause Eddie to fall asleep. Hello? I never saw this stuff. Okay, that's the bed. Oh. Yeah, you can. There's stuff on the walls you can see. I haven't really explored the walls here. Oh, look, here we go. Sometimes I get spooked. Yeah, these pipes here on the left, if we go up, yeah. Maybe it'll give us a hint over here. Yep. See? Very hot. Sometimes I'll play this game and I get the heebie-jeebies at times. Can I crawl on the pillow? No, I can't. Could you imagine having your head right there and knowing that there's roaches walking right by it? Oh, I never saw this either. July 6th. This dream house can be yours. Oh, that's not even a thing. Okay, I see. Let's see if I can show. No, I'm not gonna bother. Alright, we need to get up to the radio. Crawl up the back side of the table here. And here we are, inside the radio. And we need to, because we have to come in here and activate a cutscene because I will show you right now. Crawl to the top of the radio. There is no beer there. That's weird. We need a beer to be there.
Damn radio. Jesus. Been a long time. Ange? I really feel that you're with me here tonight.
Alright, and now he's placed the beer. So now, there it is, right there. Now, the hint said we need to push a sleeping capsule into this golden well of bliss, which thankfully, conveniently, there's some sleep aid here. All we gotta do is super strong roach this and boom. And then we gotta strong arm this pill into some alcoholic beverage here. I do like some of the details to a lot of these things. Like the stuff there on the can. This is a nice transition from Peter Graphic to FMV.
I know, Angelina, I know. I drink too much, I smoke too much. Forgive me. I'm just a lonely old man. I can't sleep to save my life.
With just one pill and some alcohol, I will completely conk out. Yeah, ashtray. He's got an ashtray over here. Cure-all, what is that? Oh, that's the nasal thing. Look at this. Empty this out, dude. There's no reason for you to be throwing cigarette butts across the floor, you know? You should seriously empty that out. Here's another funny thing. It's like, can you imagine? Could you imagine? Ugh. So much. I'm gonna head back to the floor. Because now, the way out has been set forth. Anyways, this is a nice suitcase that Eddie keeps underneath his bed, and it has quite a bit of has some of his backstory in it. So we're gonna investigate this. Here's the way inside. So he was in the military. I believe this is a Purple Heart. Here we have, what is this? Okay, certificate of death. Angelina Maria Petito. So, was married to Edward. She used to be a hostess at the restaurant. This bar was a restaurant. It's a bar restaurant. Lives in San Francisco. I don't know what this metal is. I'm not sure what this metal right here is. I'll have to look that up. I'm pretty sure that right there is Purple Heart. It was in the Navy? Anyways, we have to head along the wall here. Let's see here. Getting close. Is it this one? There we are. Yeah, originally this box lid was a little further, say, that way. So you couldn't just go through the outlets. So let's trigger a cutscene here.
Mr. Petito, your wife's going into labor. Doctor, I think she's in trouble.
Get me a tube of blood out of her eye. Jesus! We got an abrupt placenta here.
BP's still dropping. We're losing her. She's gone.
Damn it! All right, save the baby. I'm gonna cut. Good. All right. Baby. I see you. Stab. Damn it! Mr. Petito, I'm sorry. Your wife is dead. But we did manage to save the baby.
Now we can head to the outlet here. I think that covers the basement. I don't think we ever come back here. I think I touched on the story elements, so it's just moving forward.
Do not fear me, little one. I am your guide and friend. Do not loathe your appearance. It is merely a mask through which truth may be conveyed. Ask yourself who you are, and look all around you, for you are there. And there is another who is part of you. A great fire burns in the cellar of your heart. Be careful and wary of your noxious intent.
And now we are in the bathroom. If you remember from one cutscene where he picked up Francis the cat, he said he's painting the bathroom, so we cannot really interact with the floors or anything because it's got paint and stuff all over it. So how do we get down to the floor? Well, just go inside the paper towel dispenser and waste a whole lot of paper towels. That's how. Now, for the life of me, I don't know how you're supposed to put this together. But the numbers I dialed into the fuse box. Yeah, look, we got another ashtray here. Empty this trash ashtray, man. I mean, it's not full, but you know. There's a nice little article, but yeah, 7, 6, 5, 8. This, you're supposed to write these numbers and input them into the fuse box. That's the only place I've seen those numbers on. And I'll oh, this is a story about, yeah, the Eddie's bar. Yeah, this is just talking about, you know, urban development, the way forward. Sorry for the cockroach reading. And yeah, apparently Eddie's he's going through some problems himself because he can't run his bar because he served alcohol after hours and to minors. So yeah, he's got to go to court over that. Yeah, bad news. But the fuse box will turn on smoke detector, which is important. Oh yeah, in case you didn't know that the paint was bad, there's a nice little bugger over there to say, yeah, the paint is bad. Right. I haven't gotten the heebie-jeebies yet, but sometimes when I play this, when I played this a couple times, I get the heebie-jeebies. Oh look, toilet. Anyways, we'll be back up here some other time. Later on in the game, we have to come back here. For now, let's get our next little hint. Right over here? Yeah. I think this is a silverfish.
This room has deeper meaning beyond the sacred rat. Watch the special screening outside the mirror crack. Tobacco leaves are smoking atop a porcelain god. If the paper bridge is stoking, it will rouse the sleeping guard.
So that's why we're going to have to come back here later. And this is how we're going to get back in. We're going to come in through here because all roaches like to come up through the grates, right? Right now I'm going to go find the other hint in this level. In this bathroom stall. I thought this was a door at first, so I got a little paranoid. Look, some TP. What critter gives us an ants? I believe those are ants.
Strange medicinal elixirs, pills and creams and charms. A cabinet of bewitchers, protection from bodily harms. Enter the razor graveyard above the great Rat King. Heed me, the modest ant bard, and avoid his deadly sting. You need to start an avalanche to cause a minor jolt. You will not get a second chance, so push the carriage bolt.
Otherwise, welcome to the bathroom. We have a nice, lovely toilet over here. What purpose does this serve? I have no idea. It just exists. There's a toilet here. You can fall in and die. And I have no reason. I've looked around this place a while. I have not figured out what purpose it serves. So it just exists, as far as I can tell. Got some more bug catchers here, which unfortunately claim 7 victims. What a lucky number. And those are our opponent. So make sure you don't deal with the rats. We have to kill him. Remember, paint is bad. Up here on the sink is the way to the medicine cabinet. just gonna look around. I don't understand. See, I don't understand this. Looks like we got a Fred Flintstone here. Why do we have a Fred Flintstone here? Why? I'm not saying he's mad, but I'm just kind of curious. I do like how it does that, though. Let you know where things are. Inside the medicine cabinet we go. Eddie has... I have no idea what this is. Propanol? I'm not sure what that is. 4 times daily. Those are band-aids. We got more nasal congestants, shaving cream, whatever that is. He's feeling self-conscious, I guess, about his hair. Some more sleeping pills. Get balm. We need to go in here because, as the hint said, we need to go into the graveyard for the razors. And wow. I wonder how razors could possibly collect, like, in that pile there. But we done good. We're a good roach. We kill vermin. Oh, I guess that's a box of razors, because I see just razors hanging around. Cologne. Ugh. We head on out. Pet scene time.
Jesus, what a mess.
And now, as you can see, no red eyes. Red eyes take warning. Go in. I remember this picture here on the box. I remember opening it up, and this was like one of the images inside the box. Isn't it crazy? Just... I don't think there's anything else in here. It's just, you know, all the phrases and stuff. Mr. Wrath, who likes his super shiny stuff. I think that's a marble right there. So many shiny things in here. Of course, all the paper, probably chewed up from newspaper.
The Rat King lies dead, and with it may your fear die as well. Fear is the great inhibitor you must conquer before you can cross the threshold of awareness. The means to solve any dilemma lie at your disposal. Remember, where there is fire, there must be smoke. Answers smolder in the recesses of thought and on the precipices of great fountains.
There's smoke, there's fire. You better get a move on it, soldier. I always remember that line from Opposing Forces. Now we have entered the kitchen. We have a little tiny maze. It doesn't really amount to much. Some of this grungy music is just... The music here just is so good. We're over here. Oh look! At the horrors that await us. The stove, countertops, and knowing that you're gonna have a cockroach crawling all over it. And And so over here we have some, I think that's spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce. That's just tomato sauce. So let's just go all the way on down. Don't try to crawl on that, because you'll just have trouble. I meant to show that on the toilet. If you try to crawl on the toilet, it makes that same kind of thing. Ah, I can't. It's too skittery. It's too skittery for me. Too skittery. Is there anything down here? Oh no. There's too much moisture, so we can't cross the threshold. I love this music because it makes me think of Super Metroid, the Norfair areas. Hello, little fellow. What hint do you have for us?
A lake of fire, a stainless room. I'll help you conspire to trigger the spoon. A great metal grinder, the teeth in the drain. I'll help you to find her without any pain.
So the hint into the level says the way forward is through the garbage disposal, but obviously the garbage disposal is active. How do you clog up a garbage disposal? This guy is basically saying he'll help us drop a spoon. And I'm pretty sure this is more anti-insect stuff, so we have to avoid it. There's nothing else to do on the stove right now. There's so much grease all over the place. So much grease. But Eddie's done, I guess, a decent job to try to make sure no insects can climb up the furniture and counters. This is a dead. Okay, my heebie-jeebie sense is getting activated. I'm seeing so many roaches just skitter around. So this music's so nice. So what is this? Okay, so basically he's behind on electric and gas. Have you checked your water? Did you know that 5 out of 10 electrical fires and 6 out of 10 gas explosions resulted from faulty or improperly maintained water heaters? Have yours checked today and sleep like a baby tonight. Now, we can't climb up onto the counters and all that jazz because, again, Eddie's done at least a decent job of putting a lot of pesticide to make sure that you can't get up there. But we can get up there through a little thing called the mop. Let's crawl up the mop. And that's a decent way of finding that paper there on the floor because, you know, let's put important papers on the floor. Crawling all over your food. Crawling all over your food. Seafood gumbo. That's water. Nope. Get out of the water. What causes us problems. Can't climb up on the wall for some reason. I don't know why. I've tried it. This fish has a lovely hint for us.
Too late for us a savior. Our lives are at an end. But continue your behavior with another hapless friend. Fire bars your entry. It will not let you pass. Save the crippled sentry. Breathe the noxious gas.
Basically, it's telling us we have to pass by the flames. These are oh, that's because of the cutting board. That's why. I'm crawling all over your onions. I'm crawling all over your food. All over your food. He's even got a red. Empty. Why do you have your ashtray over here on the counter where you're cooking your food? Empty that thing and put it someplace else, please. got maggots to eat. Across the bridge, that is this knife, over to the stove. Look at all the grease. Look at all the grease. I love this music. No, don't get too close. It's still boiling. We have a little bit of graphical errors here and there. It is an old game. So if we go over this way, we can't make much progress because of the fire. And we can't cross the crusty grease for some reason. The crusty grease and crust. Beans. I assume is that supposed to be chili? I see meat, I see beans. So we have to go this way. And oh no, we're trapped. It's times like that you like. So we need to stop the fire. So this is a thing to extinguish the pilot light here. Pilot safe patent pending. Okay. But you can still hear the gas running. So you know that the gas is still going. It's just there's no fire. Because that's going to be lovely. Now we climb down the front of the stove. So, we need to get our friend over here, but because of the grease here, we can't just crawl over. It's not easy. Don't worry, little buddy, we'll be there shortly. So, up here, cross halfway. And now he's on our back. Avoid the crustiness, the grease. Ugh. But because I turned off the fire, we can now cross over here. Because the fire is no longer a thing. Just a lot of gas. Lots of gas. And this little baby roach will help us deal with the garbage disposal by the spoon. So filthy. So filthy. So disgusting. Sometimes I just get the heebie-jeebies watching just my character walking across. Okay, can't get too close to the fluid stuff. What is that? Is that hot sauce? Blazing Cajun. It's stuck in the blood. So we have a spoon precariously perched. All we gotta do is just weigh down the knife here. And let the spoon fall into the garbage disposal. All messed up.
You may ask, who am I? Where am I going, and what do I seek? Many times, for the greatest men, these questions can never be answered. Do not ask, who am I? Ask instead, who made me? For great pain was suffered at your birth, but great love was the spark of your conception. love can still flourish in the soil of death. This is the key to life eternal.
This music here makes me think of Shivers. Okay, so we're in the bar. And what can I say? There's a lot of backstory in the bar about Eddie.
Hey, don't throw your arm out, sweetheart. You want to save all your strength for Robinson tonight.
Don't worry, Eddie. I won't let you down. Down, 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 down.
A lot of backstory on Eddie, and if you have noticed that he looks very similar to Roger Sams, then you are not wrong. Here's a nice little newspaper snippet that Eddie's on the waterfront, which is Eddie's bar. Basically, is a really, despite the fact that it's like a small restaurant or whatever, it's very it gets a good review. That's just basically a food critic saying like this was good food. Yeah, graphical funniness. This is revoked because of the letter we saw in the bathroom. He's not allowed to serve alcohol anymore. Not every picture has a story behind it.
Eddie!
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. I just want to get paid on time. You understand?
Yeah, Bruno.
If I don't get my money, I'm gonna come over and do a little dental work on you.
Don't worry, Bruno. I'll get the money. I got a sure thing.
You better had.
You better had. Back to Swordfish. He's important. What's over here? Ah, yes.
Mr. Petito, I'm sorry. Your wife is dead.
Your wife is dead. Dead. This is just another, I guess, military picture. I don't know where Eddie is in this photo, though. I can't quite make it out. It doesn't move either. This one doesn't move, so we'll head on up. And across. Just some liquor.
You promised me Honolulu.
Well, that's the last promise I'll ever break. I promise you.
Some honeymoon misses. It's raining. I'm freezing, Eddie.
Got it. Well, you'll never be cold again, baby. I promise you.
She's cold and dead.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Mine too, honey. And there's gonna be a lot more.
I think that was just like a hairstyle at that time frame. Because it makes me think a lot of like, just because of the hairstyle. It's because of the hairstyle, I just think like Sigourney Weaver when she was playing Ripley in Alien.
I love you, Edward Petito.
I love you too, baby. Here.
Eddie, it's beautiful. I don't know what to say.
Say you'll marry me. Be my wife, Angelina.
Alright, so we're gonna head to the swordfish and get, I think it's the only hint we get in this level. Most of this is just history on Eddie. Into the eyeball we go, where we reveal that, I guess, this swordfish has a termite infestation. Don't you just hate it when you are personally infested by termites? Okay, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. My legs are coming up off the floor.
These walls hold frozen memories, happiness and strife. One man's hidden enemies, a sad and broken life. In a dozen fancy bottles, life's sweet nectars dwell. A recipe's the motto for one man's living hell. Sip the colored fluid, each in strict progression. Remember all that you did and consume them in succession.
And interesting enough, here's a cutscene I hardly has ever seen anybody activate.
Nothing left. Nothing inside him. No one to love. No hope. Nowhere to go. I was a fool to think I could be anything without her. The bar was just a crutch and they kicked that out from under me. There's only one thing left for me to do.
How selfish you are, Edward, my love. Have you forgotten your child? Remember, there was a boy, unwanted, neglected, unloved. He grew up alone, bitter, cold, and hardened. He's in trouble, Edward, more trouble than you. Find yourself in him. Save each other. I will help you and him to see.
Angelina. My God. What was I thinking?
San Francisco. Makes me think of a couple things. It makes me think of Inside Out. Makes me think of The Rock and Sean Connery singing it in the shower. And it makes me think of the Rice-A-Roni. Oh, and that. You know you got a good jingle or a good slogan when anybody can just remember it. It's just like, what do I remember? Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. It's just, it's kind of like, I haven't heard it in a long time, but like, I remember one of the first Jell-O commercials I remember watching, like when it was like gelatin, and Bill Cosby was advertising it. And one of the things they used to do, like during the Halloween times, they were like, oh, it's super spooky, it's possessed, it's Jello, it's alive. And you don't want to go down too far on the counter because if you mess too far, the cat will get you. So, how do we progress? Well, we have to climb up these various different bottles of stuff. I don't think I've ever done this in the incorrect order. What happens? I have the correct order written down, but... So you get someone laughing at you. What's this one over here? What is this even? What even is this? Can I drink from it? Guzzle, guzzle, guzzle. never actually gone up to the tops of these bottles. And most of the time it's usually like, whenever I see a person play this, they just immediately do everything correctly. Let's look at the top of this one. How about this one?
Everything's gone. Work.
Loser.
Right. Blue one? I don't think I've done the blue one yet. What do you have to say, Mr. Blue? Right. So how do we find out the correct order? Well, we gotta go visit the bar. The front of the bar. You get the picture that the clock image took place after his stuff was revoked? Let's game of dominoes in order. Oh yeah, that's how you get back into the bar. Like if you crawl up here, crawl down the nozzle here, and this will take you into the sink, and the sink will take you back to the hub world as it is. But we don't need to do that. Peanuts. Took me a while to figure this out. I didn't know that this was a boat. This is how you find out what you need to do. You want to go look around really quick to make sure there's nothing else. This is where the peanuts are coming from. Eat your nuts. Dapo says, eat your nuts. This is how we find out what drink we make. We don't make a kangaroo, we don't make a boilermaker, we make Doyle's Deliberation, we don't make a Melon Madness, we don't make a Gale, we're not here to make a Cabaret. Wait a second. Gin, Vermouth, and Brandy. Oh, so it's a mixed drink. Sorry, I only went back to the Cabaret because I remember that from the Bioshock games as one of the alcoholic beverages that's just sitting around and you're just like, oh, I'll just glug 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 this on down. This is the drink we're after, Bad Mojo. Or slowly in stated order over back of spoon. So we need grenadine, blue crackle or oracle, and brandy and vodka. Back across on the peanut. Then back over to the cabinet of tasty beverages. I don't know if they're actually tasty or not. Don't know what this... No, we do not crawl on there because I don't want to get smacked by a cat. So here's grenadine. We do this one first. Which is why I avoided it earlier.
Know the chain reaction that is part of all things.
Crawl back walk on down. Alright, next we need the blue. This is poor manners, having a green bottle. Green unlabeled bottle. What is that supposed to be? So, here's the correct goal. Mr. Blue. Who's next? Brandy.
You cannot run from fear.
Brandy is right here. This is the Brandy.
Don't give up yet.
And then we wrap things up with vodka.
If you hear me now, then you have truly sacrificed. Know the chain reaction that is part of all things. Remember, every action ripples and ripples and ripples, mounting energy that bloats and festers until there is a spark, and then all is lost in fire. But it is never too late to help those in the path of the fire. They need only to be warned in time.
And now we're in Roger's bedroom here. Where the ever adorable Francis is still out on the loose. So for right now, I have to run to the bathroom, so I will be back momentarily. So I'll just leave it right here on the telephone. So I'll be right. Could you not crawl there? Thank you. Alright, I'll be right back. Right, I am back. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so we're in Roger's room now, and this will have more of what's going on with our protagonist, Roach. So we've got 2 messages, let's play them both.
Dr. Sams, this is Ellen Thurber. Dr. Michelson's asked me to remind you about the review meeting scheduled for Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Could you please call me to confirm that? Thank you.
Friday, 7:58 a.m.
So let's see what the other message is. Let's get yours. There we go.
You've reached the home office of Roger Sands. I'm currently unable to answer the phone right now.
If it's important, leave a message. I'll try to get back to you in a couple of days.
I never heard that before. Interesting.
Hey, Raj. Pick up if you're there, Raj. It's Bernie. Listen, they're asking a lot of questions down here. I can't cover for you much longer. You better be ready Monday morning, because they're going to rake your ass over the coals, man. Call me back as soon as you get this message. You better have your resume ready.
Thursday, 7:06 p.m.
Basically letting the player know that people already know that Roger has been found out with regards to his stolen money in this lovely briefcase here. Untraceable. Oh, I see he has sleeping problems as well, doesn't he? Let's see if there's anything else here. What do we have here? Oh yeah, these are just books on insects and all that jazz, because, you know, Roger is keeping an eye on all things insects, since that's related to his job. Where am I? There I am. So, in order to progress, we need to drop some paper into this fax machine here. In order to do that, we need to push this wire here to activate the fan. Even Roger, empty your ashtray. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna judge any of these characters for smoking and drinking, because they already know this was the times. But at the very least, throw out your garbage. That's the reason why the place is infested. You don't throw away your garbage. So as it starts, let's copy. Now this loving reunions, this little paper here, it was really annoying to read back and forth between the three of these three screens. Basically, hold on, let me find out what her name was. Patricia Haven. She's faxed this over to Roger Sams, our protagonist, the Roach. Basically, it boils down to saying, like, we have tracked down who your father is. It's Eddie. And we really think that life could be so much better if just make up with him. This Eddie Bolowski, or whatever his name was. I just know him as Eddie. Eddie is your father. Have a heart. And this is from the university, California University of Barbary Coast, San Francisco, California, College of Biochemistry, from Dr. Roberta Michelson. We'll see her shortly. But yeah, this is to Sam's as well. Basically, it's telling him that we need information on, you can't just pull money. You cannot just pull money out and not tell us what you're spending the money on. We need to know, because we are your employer and all that jazz. And this is a bank statement. Oh my goodness, this is where the $1 million is. This is saying, hey, look, you went from $549.06, and now you've deposited $1 million. Oh yeah, bar raids, flood warnings. This is a newspaper. I didn't go on the newspaper stack, did I? There was a news story about... Oh no! Yeah, I forgot to read this. I forgot this. The newspaper stack in the basement. I forgot that one. Basically, they're looking for Dr. Sam's, our protagonist, because, gee, you have a lot of money and it kind of disappeared, and we're asking a lot of questions, and we need to ask you some questions. So they're trying to track down our protagonist. Jeez, another ashtray? Empty this thing out, man. Anyways, for some more history on Sam himself, we go inside his suitcase. I think we get like 3 memories, so let's go this. Let's see if I can't go this way first. Yeah, because I don't want to accidentally trigger one cutscene. I don't want to try to accidentally trigger cutscenes unnecessarily. So here's the first cutscene we'll come across. Basically, poor Roger has some horrible feelings over the fact that he killed his mom. So, yeah. We come up here to his, as you can see, his mom is very important to him. First place prize here.
Roger, you've shown creativity and real effort, not to mention tremendous improvement. Congratulations on winning this year's science fair.
Thanks, Mr. Dredderman. Roaches are the first thing that ever inspired me. I think I want to study entomology when I get older.
Oh, that's fine, Roger. Good luck to you.
Hey, Sam's.
What?
Faggot, roach boy. Let me see your bug hut. Where'd you get the roaches? Your mama's kitchen?
No, my mom's dead, and I raised her myself.
Give it to me, retard.
No, leave me alone.
Give it to me.
No. No. I thought you did.
Dork.
No. It's pieces everywhere. Everything's gone.
That explains why he went into the path of research that he did. But I think there's a reason why nobody really shows this cutscene, because of the language. Yeah, let's meet Dr. Michelson, Roberto Michelson.
Roger, a lot of young upstarts come in here with grand theories and assumptions. Now, your nicotine derivative shows imagination, but it is entirely impractical. It won't work.
Dr. Michelson, if you'll just allow me a few months to work out the bugs, I can assure you that...
No. Your role here is not to propose and develop new wonder compounds. It is to assist the senior staff with their research.
But, Doctor, I can tell you...
Case closed. Dismissed. Not another word.
So that's the trouble he's facing at his dead-end job. And here's one last little look into his childhood dilemma.
Roger, I told you never to play with that. The man who gave that toy to you is a worthless bum who abandoned you and left you with nothing but a hideous locket and that pathetic monkey.
That's not true. He would have kept me if he could.
He never wanted you. It was because of you that he lost your mother. She died while having you.
I don't understand why the nurse, no, not the nurse, the nun has to laugh evilly. I can understand the child acting. It is what it is. Yeah, here's our puzzle. How do we proceed? Turn the cigarette butt and then you turn on the TV. That's it.
If you see me now, then you have also seen a man who's lost all hope. He's running, trying to hide from all the anger and fear that has plagued him. You cannot run from fear, for no matter where you go or what lies you may believe, truth always stares back at you from the mirror.
I don't know where the laughing doctor came from, though. I've not found that at all. But, let's see. Where's he going? Where are we going? Bon Air. Travel agent. Flight leaves at 7:20. He also has a passport, so... Yep. Way forward, Mr. Moth. Here we learn what Roger was up to. This collection of bugs. I kind of don't want to ever get close to the praying mantis because I'm afraid it's going to spring to life and kill me. An entire collection is research. Cool thing, if you come close here, you can indeed get magnified. Before. Here's the wall of creepiness. All the eyes of science are on me. Little thing just saying like, oh, roaches are unkillable. Muscular action inhibited nerves. Oh, that's why when they're dying they twitch a whole lot. That's what that's talking about. So yes, don't mess with that. This is creepy right here. I just find this creepy, just the eyes and the mouth here. And what is this all attached to? The front of the roach. This isn't a top-down view, this is the front. Basically, let me look over here. A lot of this information. First 2 test subjects dead within 48 hours. That's him testing his, toxin can enter via mandible activity during eating, I think. Basically, this is how he's talking about how he, developed his pesticide. Mr. Sams, thank you for teaching my class about roaches. We appreciate it. So he went to a school and taught kids about roaches and stuff. Music here. All eyes are upon me over and over and over. This is just... What is this talking about here? I don't even know what this is. Is this supposed to be about a water heater? I've never seen that. I've not seen people activate this one either. Death to all that crawl on my wall.
You'll see me for the last time when you pass through the wall. The blades in a wind tunnel cause you to stall. In order to stop it, enter a muse. Don't give up quickly, don't blow your fuse. But first, there's the feline below on the mat. Remember, curiosity can kill the cat.
I just don't like the way it keeps twitching like that. And I think that's about it over here on the wall. Oh yeah, this right here. Right here, yes, that's right. It's to Dr. Michelson. Apparently, a company was interested in Roger's pesticide research, so this is where the $1 million came from. It's a telegram saying, hey, we heard you have a good thing on roaches, so please, we will fund this research. I don't think I've ever called it that. You slay me. And I'm not going to go over to the right because that's the way out. Yeah, kind of gets me. That right there actually gives me the heebie-jeebies. Can't remember where I was looking for... Wait, what's this? Eats toxin, dies in pain. Okay, the eye got me. The eye got me good. We'll head up here into this vent. Here in the bathroom, we have a bunch of burned papers. And there's another cutscene. And these papers have quite the story to tell. They explain what his pesticide would do. And his pesticide being Roger's, what Roger's planned on doing with his pesticide. So I imagine he was destroying I don't know if he was destroying the papers because he didn't want anybody to come in here and, you know, steal his work or whatever, because I guess that's the thing that happens. But what I got from these paperwork is basically it kills the roach, and if it's like carrying any eggs, it will also kill the eggs as well. It's kind of hard to read because of the writing and the way these pages are stitched together on different screens. Basically, it's just talking about how he wants to kill, how he's going to kill them, how the pesticide works, kills the eggs, stuff like that. All his research. And then on the, it kind of also goes into detail about, no, I was going to say the money he made, the research, but There's a little bit here. Is this anything? No, this is nothing. Yeah, there's the 1 million. He mentions the $1 million here. But just the way that the handwriting, how the papers are scattered, burned, and yeah, on different screens, kind of throws me off. There's also a little something in here. I think he mentions about his father.
I'm
Petito.
sorry, Aunt. But I never could have raised him without you.
Take good care of him, sister. And make sure he gets these when he's old enough.
The bar room. It's no place for a kid.
Don't worry, Mr. Petito. We're his family now.
I'm sorry, Aunt.
We're his family now.
There's a couple papers in here about Roger being baffled over Eddie being his dad. I don't remember where it was exactly, but I do remember seeing a paper. It might not have even been there. It might have been someplace else. I just overlooked it. But basically, Roger was offered his pesticide gathered attention. Right, here's $1 million to make it work. And Michelson's like, I guess Michelson was like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And Roger is just like, fine, I'm just going to take the $1 million and I'll go into hiding. And then tonight happened. Tonight happened. Now the whole paperwork about Eddie being his dad, Roger's dad, I don't know where that came from, but yes, thank you again, Eyeball. That time you didn't spook me. But a lot of this paperwork on the wall basically is talking about how roaches work and stuff like that, how their functions and stuff. So he's creating a pesticide that I guess they eat or something. So you can't sense it. It won't sense that it's poison or anything. So it'll eat it. It will eat it. And that's how everything works. But of course, his boss was like, no, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. I guess the whole eye thing is just his own paranoia about people's taking stuff from him. I don't know. Anyways, back here. We have to deal with one last thing, or we can move into the end game, as it were. Oh yes. Nice delicious sandwich. It's a good thing Roger's eating it. We have this massive case, and yeah, we have a cat to deal with. So we have to very carefully. And now the cat is gone, and we can crawl on the floor without fear of being devoured by a feline. And here's our final hint.
Remember this, brother. You'll want to return when you've found your sweet mother on your final sojourn. Then, enter an orifice, a cave near the door. You'll discover the Oedipus and rise from the floor.
And there we are, right here. Oh no, how do we get back in? Alright. Time to enter the end game. Ball back up the table. Yes, Let's crawl back up the table. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Another ashtray. Empty it. Empty it. Come on, dude. Right. So. Assault kills roaches fast. Oh yeah, this is just where it shows where the eggs of the roach are. The life cycle. So we crawl all the way over here. This is a actual interesting picture. This shows how the inner workings of a roach. See? There's the head. Legs. Here's the butt. All the organs and stuff. There's nothing down here. That's it. Then we head on up. It's back over here. Did I miss it? I might miss it. Oh, here it is. This is how we leave. Up through here.
Everything is relevant and nothing is real. Time now has meaning and the bell tolls for thee. The spark is ready and waiting. You barely have time to act. Remember all that you have seen. Recall all that you have heard. Flush your memory of tainted thoughts. Act decisively. That which smolders may awaken the dreamer. Run from the fire, but not the flames. The answer is family, not fortune and fame.
And now I think we have 15 minutes to wrap things up. That's not where we go. I think this is why I hate. This is the only thing I hate about this game. Is there's no way of telling where you need to go. Is it the purple one here? It's fine. I think this is where no, okay, yep. I gotta remember, purple is the exit. So, that's the basement. Is this the way forward? Is it? No, that's the bar. Is the bar. Let's try this one. This might be it. This is the this might be the bathroom. This is the bathroom. All right. So triggering the going through out the mirror triggers that cutscene where Eddie came in. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a quick little puff," and he never walked away with a cigarette because he left it right here. So we just need to shove this. Thank you. Shove that onto the floor. We turned on the fuse box in order to activate the smoke detector. So that way, we could make sure that Wait, what's gonna happen? Now Eddie's out of the building. That's one step in the direction of the good ending. Okay, if we run out of time, then we get Eddie's bad ending. If we didn't get Eddie out at all, we could either go for Roger's bad ending, or even just the bad ending in general if we don't get out ourselves. Go for the purple. There we go. Sometimes I just don't like how 3 of them all look the same. Have the same lighting coming from them. Out to the bedroom. Now we need to make our way back to the locket. As fast as possible with super intense music. Super intense. We don't need to deal with the moth. Bye, moth. Down here. Okay, the leg. And goodbye. The end.
Sam's? Didn't you smell the gas?
What the hell was that? Hey, where'd you get this?
That was my mother's.
Oh my God. I gave that to her. Your mother's? My Angelina?
What are you talking about?
Look.
You're my father?
Yeah. I must be. I don't freaking believe it. I don't believe it either. But how else do we explain this?
I don't know. Let's get out of here.
Eddie told me about my mom and about the night she died. He felt so bad that he gave me up without even thinking about it. He regretted that all these years. I felt kind of guilty about blowing up his bar, so I took him with me to Mexico. I bought him a little oceanside cantina in Belize, where he does pretty good with the tourists. Me? Well, I set up a little lab down here to study roaches in the rainforest. And Eddie and I get along just fine.
Skipper and Gilligan! Isn't it funny how, what is it? Franz the cat was portrayed by Bogart. You got Eddie. He took his suitcase underneath his bed that had all the information, the death certificate of his wife, his army stuff, the Army Navy. The stuff he thought was important, along with a picture of his wife. Those were the important things. It wasn't the other things. And then Sam's is just like, oh, let's see, what's important to me? The pendant I got about my mom, and the briefcase with all the money. Completely forgot his suitcase with change of clothes or whatever, along with his I guess his research documents. I don't know. It was all lost in the fire, I guess. The explosion. Jeez. But that's that. That is Bad Mojo Redux. I'm happy that I didn't have some of the issues I did when I was doing test recordings for this. I actually was planning on doing a let's play of this, but I figured I could get it all knocked out in a quick stream. It's not a very long game. I definitely remember seeing it on the shelves, store shelves when I was young, and I remember seeing it just like, ooh, what is this? Why is there a cockroach going into a person's eyeball? And opening up the box and seeing like so much of the artwork. I thought it like took place during, I thought the game was like, you're a cockroach, you have to navigate a house or whatever during a party in the summer. I didn't know it took place in San Francisco. I didn't know it took place in a bar. So many things. They thanked Suki, who was the pinup exterminator. They thanked National Geographic magazine, Dr. Tom Turpin and Dr. Byron Reed for their information on the insects that would be present in the game. And this is the good old games version. I know that Steam has one, but I don't know. I like the good old game. Good old games is where I found it first, so that's where I got it. It also has all these other goodies, like I guess the making of and hints and stuff like that. But yeah, that's Bad Mojo. I don't know what else to say about it. There's 4 endings overall. That was the good ending. I could go. I don't know how long I have to wait in order to activate any of the bad endings, because basically what happens is if you just sit there, I don't know how long. I think it's 15 minutes. I don't know for sure. I never actually tested. But if you just sit there and do nothing, then both Sam's and Eddie die, and you get the bad end. You get the super bad ending. If you go straight for the amulet, I think that's the only prerequisite. You just go straight for the amulet and get Roger out, then Eddie dies, and you get Roger Sam's ending. And if you do the cigarette thing and you get Eddie out, and then I twiddle your thumbs, I guess. That activates the Eddie ending. And on that note, I don't know if you actually just have to sit there and twiddle your thumbs. Perhaps you can just go activate some character deaths, and that if you die, you use up all your roach lives instead of being respawned back in the hub world. I imagine they just say, oh, look, you died. Game over. Here's your bad ending. I don't know. But if there's any interest, I know there are other videos out there that show all the bad endings. If I can find one, I'll link in the description. But otherwise, thank you all very much for watching, and ciao for now. Ciao for now.